you just want me to stay? Do you just want me to say stupid shit or what? Only if it's like funny. If it's like cringy, don't put it in. You know.
What's going on, everybody? I'm your oh so glorious and beloved Mace Valor. Welcome to another relaunch for the fucking fifth time at this point.
Relaunch of a relaunch. He's rebranded. This is probably the fourth time. He doesn't really know what he's gonna do with this.
Wow.
You guys know this is MVP, the Mace Valor podcast, and I'm joined today in the flesh by none other than who you guys have seen in the chat quite a few times over the years. Good old Foibles. How you doing?
Hello. How's it going?
And also another special guest, remote on our little Zoom call because, you know, COVID-19.
What?
We got 1hrPhoto. Welcome.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So this is real, man. I made it out
So
here.
that's what a podcast intro is, huh?
We made out here, man. It was great.
Here's the thing. When you were in AIT, most of that time I didn't have a vehicle because the truck broke down. You were in Arizona.
Yeah.
Fort Huachuca, is it like the same distance from Vegas as here? I don't know.
I don't know. A lot of vertical distance.
Yeah, so now that we're in beautiful fucking Salt Lake City, which I'm not going to lie, it's actually really pretty. The lake itself looks like a barren... It's so weird over there. Because
you get the up in it. I just passed it on the road.
Yeah, so when I drove out here, for those of you that don't know, I got good old Foibles. I gave him a little home present, a welcome. What is it called? Housewarming gift. A mason jar filled with water and sand from the Great Salt Lake.
I immediately gave it back.
Right, of course. So I went out to, this is my first time I've ever been in Utah, first time I've ever been in Salt Lake. So as soon as I got to the city, the first place I went was the Great Salt Lake. And holy shit, like, I'm from California. We park our car, we walk like 10 feet on the sand, and the water is right there. There's not much of a shore, like the shoreline's relatively like small. It's like at least a quarter to a half a mile, and depending on which part of the lake you're on. Like the shoreline out here is ridiculous, and it's so weird. It's like it's all like really bright tan to white with all these salt crystals and stuff. It's fucking nuts. Aside from that, the only other thing I've known about Utah so far is that I thought Vegas drivers were bad. Holy shit. Utah takes the cake. These idiots drive like assholes. Which kind of makes sense, because whenever I see Utah license plates in Nevada, I cringe a little, because they do drive like assholes.
Yeah, get ready. Like, clench your butthole, because you know some shit's going to go down. And that's one of the first things I noticed when I moved over, is that nobody uses their turn signal.
No one uses their fucking turn signal. Oh my god, it's so fierce. Like, at least give me a chance to not kill myself on the highway. But the ride out was nice. I slept in. I didn't want to push it too hard. Originally, I planned on leaving at 3 in the morning. I got done packing at 2, and I said, fuck that. So, went to sleep, had a nice rest. Actually, I got to sleep in the bed last night, so...
What?
Yeah.
The missus let you sleep in the bed?
It doesn't mean that I've been forgiven. It just means that I got to sleep in the bed. Nothing changes.
A little bit of that pum-pum?
No, absolutely not. No. Anyway, so moving on. Wow. Yeah, so it's been a crazy trip. Like, these last couple weeks have just been like back to back crazy. And for people that have been following my show for a while, people that have been watching my live stream, it's kind of been all over the place. Like what I've been doing and kind of the direction that I've been going. And the update that people were last aware of is that I am no longer doing TaskRabbit. I am obviously no longer doing HVAC. I'm no longer doing any of that stuff, which means moving forward, the content on my channel is going to change. And the live streams especially are going to go back to what they were before, when Foibles and Photo first joined us. About 2 years ago at this point.
Fuck, pushing
it was a while ago. Yeah. I remember Tristan.
Yes.
Like 2017, dude.
Tristan was right before he started walking when I met you guys. So he was a little over a year old. So he's almost 4 now. Holy shit. It was a while back.
Yeah, dude, it's been like 3 years. No kidding.
Yeah, we've been corresponding for a while and we talk shit. There was a good length of time where, life would happen and we'd just be busy, but then we'd just see each other again and just pick right back up. Yeah, and that's the thing that's really cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, part of me was like, man, I'm about to go meet this dude I met on the internet. What if it's gonna be like some weird German shit where I walk in the house and he starts cutting me up and serving, cooking me for dinner. You ever hear about that shit?
No.
All right, so in Germany there's this weird.
Hold on, I'm going to the fridge. I need a beer for this.
All right, so this happened. It was like some GeoCities thing. These guys met on a chat room and they talked back and forth. One guy wanted to eat somebody. The other guy wanted to be eaten. So
I heard that. It was,
they linked up and they hung out for a little while.
Just let the motherfucker kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the way they started off by cut his dick off, fried it up and ate it in front of him.
Oh yeah, it was a fetishistic thing.
Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck? I didn't think nothing like that was going to happen. But you never know in 2020. But, that's part of the nature of getting to know people and stuff. So cheers.
You can edit the tab crack out of the podcast. Right?
Oh, no, we need that.
Oh. Okay.
Keeps it raw, man.
The what?
Cracking the beer.
Oh. No, it's a good effect.
Yeah, so it's been a crazy ride. I'm glad that my situations kind of evolved to where I can focus on streaming more, I can focus more on making content, and of course I can focus more on writing.
Yeah, we've all been in kind of situations over the last few years where we've all kind of seen better days, but we're coming out of it.
Oh yeah. So, on the way out, one of the big things I was thinking about was the current state of the world, right? It's like kind of that elephant in the room, and I don't want to get too political.
The elephant's name is Karen.
Yeah, I don't want to get too political, so I'm not going to talk about the BLM or the cops or whatever. I mean, that's let you guys think about that what you want. I want to talk about these Karens, okay? Because it's not even a new thing.
Well, I mean, just for the record, probably don't kneel on a black man's neck for 8 minutes and 47 seconds, or really anyone's neck for that matter.
Well, that's agreed. I think universally, that's the one thing, that guy's a piece of shit. No matter what, the thing that pisses me off about that is people are like, well, what about his rap sheet and stuff? Like, who does it matter at that point? In that moment, he wasn't doing anything to deserve that, But I think universally, that's a situation we can all kind of agree on. Fuck that cop, right? And the fucking bystanders that just allowed that shit to fucking happen.
Now, on the other hand, if that was Karen.
Well, yeah, Karen, just bye, Karen. We don't. See, here's the thing. I've met Karens in my life. And for those of you that aren't familiar with what a Karen is, what was it, like BuzzFeed or the Wall Street Journal, some fucking news publication, I use air quotes with that, news publication, has deemed that the word Karen is essentially the N-word for wealthy, white, privileged females. And I've noticed that a lot of these Karens they lean conservative. They lean conservative, but they present themselves as progressive. So they just sound like fucking idiots.
Well, I feel like they cherry pick from either side.
Oh yeah.
Because the thing with Karens is that I don't think Karens are political whatsoever.
No.
These Karen characters are entirely self-serving. So they take on the feminist agenda when it serves them. They take on conservative or liberal political agendas when it serves them as an individual. They don't care about other people or other women for that matter or other Karens.
Yeah, they're selfish.
Yeah, well they're the defining features of a Karen is that they're usually middle-aged, entitled, and an assumption could be made that they're not very happy because their actions and the way that they treat people, the way that they present themselves, doesn't really indicate that they're very happy. And so they have this sort of internal schism, right? This way, they're entitled in such a way that they think like, oh, other people have shit, so I'm gonna get mine. You know, I need to have shit, and that's kind of where Karens are coming from. It's sort of, I don't know, out of a position like insecurity, where they just there's something missing in them, and they're just like, oh, all right, I'm gonna fill it by just like getting people to do a bunch of shit that they don't want to do to serve me, and that's gonna make me feel better.
Yeah, so the thing is that I've noticed with them is on the road trip out here, I was listening to audiobooks, podcasts, I was trying to pass the time, right? And I was on YouTube, and I listened to a couple different compilation videos of Karens in the wild, right? And universally, one of the things that we've all heard, that let me speak to your manager, or, you know, they come off as like they have a superiority complex where like they know more and they're more informed and all this stuff, when that's not ever the case. But the one thing that stuck out to me is every single one of them points out, like when it's some sort of retail establishment or food place, they always say, I come here all the time, or I'm here a lot, I spend a lot of money here. Like they want to essentially, like, it's that mindset of, well, yeah, there's places that I go to all the time. There's the Speedy Mart by my apartment in Vegas. I go there every single day and I get the same thing, right? That doesn't, just because I spend $5 a day or however much when I go there, that does not entitle me to shit. Also, if I were to stop going there, that would not affect their bottom line whatsoever. Me, that one fucking person. So this fucking Karen that goes to a Starbucks or a McDonald's or wherever and wants to flip shit because they forgot to give her a ketchup packet or some stupid shit. Oh, excuse me. These chicks, man, it's like they feel like they own the world because they go to one place very often, as if like that establishment then owes them something. It's like, no, you paid for a service, you got the service rendered, fuck off, you're done, the transaction's complete, everyone's even.
The thing is, it doesn't have really anything to do with the establishment in it, like in and of itself. It's so these people have sort of these internal like codes of conduct, and and sort of they're kind of playing by like a rule set that they've made up, right? But the thing about it is, it's unidirectional, meaning like they have like these rules set up for themselves, and whether or not they adhere to this code of conduct is irrelevant. What matters is that you adhere to it.
That's like excuse me. So when I was in high school, I learned this very early on in my debate class. And it was this idea of when you disagree with someone in a debate setting, it's like, okay, we understand that we feel differently, we've put forward information, and whether I swayed you or not, it doesn't matter, you know, it is what it is. But in the real world, it never works that way. If someone does not 100% agree with your position for the rationale that you believe in it, then by them disagreeing with you, that's them telling you that you are wrong. And no one wants to be wrong, especially with something that they wholeheartedly believe in. And for someone that has that set of, like, that code that you're talking about, that is so solely focused on themselves and how they live their lives, that hits even deeper to the core, which is why we see these chicks rage so quickly. You know what I mean? Like, they're very quick to trigger.
Well, because any little thing could be a violation.
Oh yeah,
you know, like it's like a deep personal violation out of something that's completely arbitrary, just made the fuck up.
Yeah, I just think it's like there's so much bigger shit in the world to get upset about, and yeah, it's social media where I'm witnessing all this stuff, and yeah, I've seen examples in my real life of this stuff, and fortunately not my own mother. My mom's pretty mellow, but I've seen women around my mom's age kind of pull that card, you know. And me, I'm from my younger generation. We just can't, like, I don't want to take this time out of my day to argue with someone that works somewhere. You know, if someone fucks up my order at McDonald's, I'll just fucking, hey, no, that's not what I wanted. Like, you guys have seen it on the stream. I've had to change drinks back many times before. but I'm not going to get in a huge hissy fit.
Dude,
Like,
I take it to the opposite extreme. I take it to the opposite extreme of the
super
care.
nice.
So I'm like, it's like they fuck up my order, and I'm just like, I mean, well, they get paid minimum wage, they hate their job, and like I kind of understand it. I mean, it is what it is. It's probably not going to taste super different. Whatever, I'm going to eat it.
Not me. Here's the thing with Mace, man. If I ask for a Diet Coke and you hand me a Sprite, no sympathy, okay? Y'all know that about Mace. That's happened way too many times. It's like, how simple is it? It just infuriates me so much. I can understand if you confuse Diet Coke with a regular Coke. I totally get that. Or if you give me unsweet tea instead of sweet tea. I get that. That's not the end of the world. The drinks are two different fucking colors.
You see, that's where that's what goes wrong with you, man. You make it personal. You make it personal. It's like what?
It's not personal. It's
Yeah, you're like
shit.
no. Like in your mind, you're you get like you order a Dr. Pepper and you take a sip and it's like fucking mellow yellow. And you're like, what fucking moron?
Oh,
but,
I like mellow yellow though. I'd be happy.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because I like mellow yellow and I like Dr. Pepper. If I order one or the other, and and I guess it's not a big deal, right?
True,
if I really
true.
wanted it changed out, but hey, can you please change this out this ain't right? But 9 times out of 10, it's like, I wanted Dr. Pepper, but I still kind of like mellow yellow. I'm not gonna inconvenience you like those guys. I know they're busy. I'm just gonna fucking drink mellow yellow.
I mean, I can't make a big deal about it because at the end of the day, it's what's the word? Menial labor, and I don't even like that term really.
Well, I mean the term that I use is like unskilled. I think it's like in the like
I would prefer menial labor as opposed to unskilled.
well, unskilled
because
is
menial is you're describing the work itself, whereas unskilled you're more so focusing on the person, which I could feel would be more derogatory.
well, unskilled labor is just referring to any labor that doesn't require that person to know a trade.
Right. Okay. So then, how difficult is it to get my order correct then?
I mean, harder than you'd think.
Which I agree, but I'm saying when it's 11 o'clock at night and there's no one in line, and my drink order still gets fucked up.
Man,
what's the excuse for that?
Some fucked up shit happens with like fast food. Like after shit gets shut down, like they'll have like skeleton crews. You'll have like stock that you can't access. You'll have certain like expectations that come down from the store manager that are just impossible to reach, and they want you to tend the window and do all this other shit at the same time with like 2 people and an assistant manager on the clock. It's like, I don't know, like more shit goes into that than
All
you
right,
think.
so I was food service in the U.S. Army, right? I think that's why. So food service experience, like waiters, when they go out to eat, they are far more critical of the people that wait on them because they know what that job entails. So they know the bare minimum of effort that should be put in towards that job. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of the times it's not an effort thing. It's like a fucking logistics thing.
Or even
It's,
that.
it's like, well, whenever it comes to like working fast food and shit, I guess this applies to a lot of things. There are productivity bottlenecks that you run into because you just have bad leadership sometimes.
Oh, I like that. Bad leadership, because that shit trickles downhill. So your taste of the TRADOC environment and my taste of the TRADOC environment, kind of similar. We were both doing TRADOC at different points in time, but I think that a lot of it's still pretty prevalent. So you had to deal with the reindeer games, the hurry up and wait, and a lot of the mindless shit that made no sense, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So toxic leadership destroys logistics. Like a private can look at a situation and be like, well, if we just did it this way, we get it done quicker. And then leadership would be like, well, no, we have to do X, Y, Z, which is completely mindless, completely stupid, but we have to do it for whatever fuck reason. And they never have a good justification for it.
Well, I mean, a lot of, as I'm starting to figure out, is a lot of decisions made by leadership is for the purpose of like posturing. because everybody just wants to look good to their boss. So it's like, you got like a 2-star general that passes down like a fucking op board, and then it goes down the chain, and everybody's like, my expectation is just like this broad sort of mission, fucking get it done. Okay, cool. So, and then the fucking colonel or whatever talks to like his major, and he's like, all right, so General such and such told me to do this, that, and the other. You need to do this.
Oh,
okay.
We need to do a little extra. And then you go down the line, a little extra.
Well, yeah, like shit builds on itself. It's like,
yeah.
Okay, so like I want to look really good to this fucking general. So I need you to be on your A game so I look good. And then like, okay, cool, bet. So that colonel, so that colonel says, to his major, I need to look real good to this fucking general, because who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
And the major is talking to his captains, and he's like, all right, so I got word down. I need you to do this, this, and this. Also, I need you to look real good to this dude. I want you to be on your A game. So just make the shit happen. And well, it's like a compounding effect. And by the time it gets to the people, boots on the ground, it's like the initial sort of like the op-board just blows out of proportion.
Oh yeah.
And it's just kind of completely been carried away from like the initial order, and you've also got the fact, like with the United States military in particular, with sort of like a non-centralized leadership where sort of each level of leadership can kind of take their own liberties with how they're going to carry out orders and give instruction. And that also gives, leadership a little bit more wiggle room to fuck around.
So that's the thing, wiggle room. When we got back from Afghanistan, and a lot of people were PCSing and ETSing, so our unit was kind of like getting really small. And because we were already a tight-knit family because we deployed together, we were even closer because there were so few of us. So we were able to pick up on one another a lot easier. So that made it easier for our leadership, and so on and so forth up the chain. So that kind of all went out the window as soon as we got new people. As soon as we got new people coming in straight from, a lot of them came from Korea and a lot of them came straight from AIT. That was one hell of an experience, because then we have to train people that were from Korea, from a different unit, how we do things, and we had to train people that just got out of AIT how we do things, and it was a clusterfuck. But that short amount of time where everyone was on the same page, it was like there was no fuck games. There was no hurry up and wait, because everyone was like together. It was so much easier when we were all on the same page. But then, you start adding more people, and then you have to instead of one person managing, one NCO managing 2 people, then you have one NCO managing 6 people, and then having to make sure that all of their shit's good, and you got to bring it up to the guy above you. So it gets really fucking stressful. So the issue that I had was the toxic leadership. That was where it was more individualized, where you would have that one NCO that would kind of go out of his way. So we had a couple NCOs at the DFAC that didn't even work at our DFAC. They worked at the 2nd Brigade DFAC. But they, because of their rank, they would come to our DFAC, pull rank, like, oh, I need to check out the rations room. They would go in the rations room.
And they would fucking cut the chow line?
No. They were cooks. They were cooks that worked at a different DFAC, but they would come to our DFAC, and they were like E7s, and like, oh, I need to do an inspection of the ration room or whatever. They would kick out the lower enlisted, then they'd steal food from our DFAC. They wouldn't even take it to their DFAC. They would take it fucking home.
Not stealing. Tactical acquisition.
Tactical. Well, there was a saying, there's only one thief in the army. Everyone else is just trying to get their shit back. Yeah. But yeah, and when soldiers would call them out, when they were like, "Oh, well, I'm tied to rations. I have to stay in here and monitor you." It's like, "Well, I'm an E7." It's like, "You're not assigned to our DFAC. I have to be in here if you're in here." It's like, "You don't need to be in here. I need to do inventory." "All right, can I go talk to Sergeant Mayfield, our DFAC manager, about this? Make sure that you're supposed to be here to begin with." He's like, "Oh, you need to talk to her." It's like, "Well, I do if you're going to be in here." It's like, and this is a PFC. This is someone that has balls to counter against this guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Fuck that shit.
And the thing is that a
trouble.
lot of us learned early on in specialized situations like that, where this is someone that's not in your direct chain of command, someone that doesn't even work in your building.
Oh, you can
trying to pull rank.
You can kind of pop off a bit.
You can, because that's your lane. That's what you're assigned to do. And if anyone wants to kind of go,
they have to go through your chain of command and bring it back around.
Exactly, but a lot of privates don't realize that. A lot of privates just look at the rank. Mm-hmm. And speaking of which, when we first we weren't even in Afghanistan. We were in Kyrgyzstan, and we were staging. We had to be in Kyrgyzstan for like a week or something to kind of acclimate to the different environment or whatever. I don't know what excuse they gave us, but we went to Kyrgyzstan before we went to Marmal in Afghanistan, and so we were there for like a week. But when we were downloading all of our bags that came in from our flight, some of us were familiar with other branches, the Air Force, the Coast Guard, the Navy, the Marines. So we were also familiar with their ranks. The Marines have damn near the same rank structure as the Army, with a couple variations for lower enlisted. That'd
like
be
some weird shit, like
your
you get some
corporal
Navy
and your
shit
lance
thrown
corporal.
in.
Yeah, so we have the Fuzzy, which is our private, and then we have Private 2, which is the Chevron, which makes no sense. Marine Corps, it's you have Private First Class, Lance Corporal, Corporal, Sergeant, right? They don't have specialists and shit, right? Very, 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 very fucking basic.
Now, the specialists only exist because the United States Army got to a point where they wanted to phase out corporals, right?
And I don't know why specialists became a thing to begin with, because we still have corporal, and we're never going to get rid of corporal, because corporal is
it's
have
value for money.
All the responsibilities of an NCO with none of the power and none of the pay.
Yeah.
So, and I remember some of the corporals that were in charge of us, like, we treated them like E5s even back when they were just specialists, because we respected them. And then there were fucking E6s that we treated like fucking privates.
Not gonna lie.
They weren't worth a shit. You know?
I treat corporals like I treat specialists.
Oh yeah.
And just so you know, I treat specialists like I treat privates. Because it's all the same fucking rank until you hit E5.
Yeah, until you hit sergeant, yeah, it's pretty much all the same. Unless your unit makes it a big deal. So I was tied to an infantry battalion. So a lot of that ecosystem and that environment and that mentality filtered off into us. Even though we were just a support unit, we spent so much time with these guys. It kind of we like the culture kind of intermingled. So our platoon sergeant, who in his entire time enlisted was always with infantry units, that's how he treated us, like infantry soldiers, which we didn't really like too much because we're cooks. We like to party, we like to drink, and we like to eat. We don't want to do anything else. So a lot of us, a little lazy. Not a lot of us were PT studs.
Fucking shamers.
Our platoon sergeant, Sergeant Perez, I'm telling you, this was one of the biggest dudes I've ever seen in my life. Like he's
chonky.
He woke up in the morning and snorted a line of creatine and then started working out. Like this dude was all about the gym.
Oh, so was this dude all upper body?
No, he upper body, legs, abs. He was all about
fucking house.
Everything. Dude was huge. Sergeant Pete. And this guy, we used to have to take railroad ties and we would run down the woods, the trails with them, and then we would go up, down, and there'd be a line of us, and those things are fucking heavy, shit like that. He wanted us to work out and then Sergeant Mills, he was a scrawny little fuck, so he wouldn't make us do hardcore strength training, but he made us do a lot of cardio. So up at Fort Drum, it snows. So what he would do is on the sides of the road in Fort Drum, there's these big ass ditches, right? But in the wintertime, it's flat because it snows so much. So we would be running, and then Sergeant Mills would stop. Fuck. He would pull out a golf ball, and he would chuck it into the mound of snow, and he would tell us to go find it. So we'd be digging around, searching in the snow, and you're digging through snow, so that's like a full body workout. And then after 30 minutes of digging in the frozen ass fucking snow at fucking 6 in the morning, he'd reach in his pocket and be like, "Oh, the golf ball's right here the whole time. All right, let's start running again." You know,
wow,
shit like that, which we hated, but you know, it was a good workout.
God, it reminds me of basic training where after we did grenade lands, we had to go fucking go through the what is it? The range.
Tell me about that.
Well, I'm sure you probably had to do it too, but you had like after you go through grenade lanes.
Was that Omaha Beach? The one where you're progressively moving down on the range. You do one. So you have your setup to where you would go. You would run up. You would load your weapon. You would do the shots. You'd come back for cover. You'd reload or whatever, and then you'd come back on the top. You come on the side.
Oh
and then you
no! That was a different thing. Well, so we had towards the end of, I think it was, I don't remember if it was white phase or blue phase.
Because the transition from white phase to blue phase was Nick at Night.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I remember Nick at Night. So this was definitely the blue phase where so it was on the ass end of our FTX3, and it was a stress fire.
Was that the one where you guys were out for like a whole week?
FTX3.
Because I remember the last one. Yeah, like 5 days. Yeah, it's like the longest one is the last one.
Yeah, dude.
Did they give you real tents, or did you have to fucking make one out of your poncho?
We had to dig a fucking foxhole. It was stupid.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, I had my shit looking fucking tight though, so I'm all right. And I actually got to sleep because our guard, fucking whoever was in charge of guard duty was fucking incompetent. So for the first like 2-3 nights, I didn't get woken up.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So I just fucking slept. I didn't give a shit. So that was good.
Our last field exercise, and I'll make a video about this because I do need to finish up my basic training videos. I'll explain more about it. But I already mentioned this girl, Pinnock. Pinnock was this girl in 3rd Platoon who wasn't allowed to because you're not allowed to fraternize. She was in a relationship with a guy in 2nd Platoon, this guy Norcut. So
passing letters and shit.
Huh?
They passing letters and shit.
Oh yeah, letters, pictures of each other, like little high school pictures.
Do they sniff that shit out though? Don't they?
Well, one of them I knew Norcut had letters and pictures in his fucking wall locker. Here's my sweetheart, just pin it right there. Which you're not allowed to decorate your wall locker.
We all fucking idiot.
You know, and so we had a health and welfare, and this NCO that he liked me / didn't like me. Like, he treated me like shit. He told me to my face, I don't fucking like you. But also, he pulled me aside.
Well, that's what they do when they like you, though.
No, he also pulled me aside and says, no, I really don't like you, but I do see potential in you. But I don't like you. Like, he was dead serious.
Okay.
That was Sergeant Skaman.
So it's not like any fucking games. Because, I know, certain, platoon sergeants, drill sergeants will, they will fuck with you more when they actually like you.
Well, because I was one of the ones where, for the longest time in basic, I didn't want to make a scene. I didn't want to be known.
Well, you see, the drill sergeants now, they're catching on to that shit.
That's why he's like, the people that weren't raising their hands all the time, the ones that weren't super excelling, those were the ones that you're just trying to ride this out. It's like, he said, I don't like you because you're just going with the flow. You're not. I could tell because you do good at PT. You know, I didn't do good at push. He said you don't do good at push-ups, but you're one of the fastest runners we have.
The run is what hurts most people. So if you get the run down, usually you're in their good graces.
Yeah. So it was like shit like that. It's like we know that you can do better, but I can tell you're just trying to be in the background. You can't be the background your entire military career. And this is coming from someone that's been in the Army for a long time. Obviously, he was in the Army for 10 years. When you're in the Army for a longer period of time, you have to stand out. You know,
that's what leadership is. So they want to train you to kind of step out of your role and take care of other people.
So during our health and welfare, I pulled him aside. I was like, "Can I speak to you in confidence?" He's like, "All right, what the fuck is it, Montgomery?" And I was like, Norcut has letters and pictures of Pinnock in his locker. It's like, why are you telling me this? Because I don't fucking like Norcut. And he's like, you're a fucking rat. You know that, right? And I was like, and? He's not in my platoon. He's like, well, you have a point. All right, go the fuck back. So I went back in the room. And so, Drill Sergeant, so he kept a lid on it because he wanted to be the one to fucking, like, unveil it.
Oh,
right?
did you guys get fucked up for that?
No, we didn't. Only he did. So what happened is because he did not know this. Pinnock was a minor. He was 19.
Oh.
She joined when she was 17.
She get the boot?
What?
She get the boot?
Well, I'll get there in a second. So when they went up to go do the health and welfare for his room, like she hid like everything. Like she would read the letters and then like basically like mask her letters in with letters from her family. So like, you know, if they were like siphoning through shit, they would have to sit and read to know who the letter was from. He just had it out in the open. And he had a picture pinned up next to his fucking mirror like an idiot.
Fucking
so,
assholes, dude.
When they went up to his room, he was going to open up his locker and then slide it down. And Drill Sergeant Skaman wanted to go in and basically rip the locker open so that he couldn't hide it because he knew it was there. But our platoon sergeant, Drill Sergeant Chadwick, he fucking did not like Pinnock because he just knew that she was up to something that she wasn't supposed to, and she had an attitude problem. But she never did anything that was worthy of UCMJ. So he had nothing on her. So as much as he wanted to fucking get rid of this bitch out of the army, he couldn't because he's pretty much by the book. So and he knew that she was fucking on Norcut. So he opened up this locker. They couldn't find any of the letters. But so when Norcut tried to swipe down the picture, Drill Sergeant Chadwick opened it up, and the picture was fucking right there. Why the fuck you got a picture of Pinnock? And his excuse was, I found it.
How?
And I think she's cute. I haven't talked to her or anything, but I found the picture. She probably dropped it somewhere. That's basically what he said, like, oh, I'm a secret stalker or whatever. So that's how we got it, because
That's almost worse!
The thing was, without actual letters between the two of them, there's no proof of fraternization. Because even though it's like, you know, the army can make shit up and get you in trouble for whatever, when I was in, they still try to do everything by the book. So they couldn't get anyone in trouble. So at our last field exercise, because we'd known that they've been doing shit all the time, right? There was this Chinese girl. She was 42 years old. Back when I was enlisted, 42 is the maximum age you can enter the army at.
God damn.
She was 42 years old. This Chinese lady.
That's ancient.
English was like a second language that she learned a week before joining. Like, she did not know English very well, but
nice.
she had heart, man. Like, she may not like keep up with everybody else, but the fact that she would push harder than people half her age.
That's the thing about basic.
That's why people fucking liked her.
Like, drill sergeants will give you shit, but what they really care about is that you're putting in the work.
Well, because she immigrated to this country, was thankful for for immigrating here, and she wanted to give back, so she joined the military. You know, everybody wins. She can serve her country that she now loves, and she can get benefits at the same time. So, these idiots, Pinnock and Norcut, during our last field exercise, for 5 fucking days, every single day of this field exercise, what these two did was so fucking... Because you're in a field exercise, there's no showers. They were fucking every single night.
Ooh.
But we had about 5 empty tents. If they wanted, they could have gone and fucked in one of the empty tents. But for whatever fucking reason, they went into the female fucking tent. Norcut would come in the tent, go to her bunk where she was sleeping, and he would climb in her fucking sleeping bag with her, and they would fuck in there. And you're fucking on a cot.
So for 5
days.
5 days. For 5 days, these motherfuckers smelled
like
cum and feet.
Yeah. Because, you know, field exercises, man, you're out there in the mud for days. And
yeah, so it's cum, feet, and whatever else that
fucking wilderness.
Jesus, dude.
So
that's disgusting.
So what happened was this old Chinese lady, she wrote a letter because she couldn't speak English super well, but she could write it wonderfully. So she wrote a letter, and she dated times and dates. Every time that he'd come in and start fucking, she fucking wrote it down. So the last day of the field exercise, she went up to Drill Sergeant Chadwick, and he handed her a letter. She handed him a letter, and he read it. And I have never seen someone so happy. He was hooting and hollering.
I was like, gotcha, bitch!
He's like, I got that fucking bitch. That bitch is fucking done. Right? Once again, though, this doesn't mean that the two of them are fraternizing, because you could still argue against it. That's one person, because no one else had a letter. No one else was witness to it except for this one girl. Right? So you could, you need more supporting evidence, right? It's still really good. You can do something against them, but you can't kick them out of the army.
We got something.
You can't kick them out of the army for it. Because you still can't prove fraternization, even though it's just one person's anecdote. So, what they did is they're like, okay, we're gonna talk to them separately. So, what Drill Sergeant Chadwick did is so Drill Sergeant Chadwick, our platoon sergeant, and Norcut's platoon sergeant talked to Pennick. And Pennick stood there at parade rest. I don't know what you're talking about, Drill Sergeant. I have no talking about Drill Sergeant. I have nothing to say, Drill Sergeant.
I mean, that's what you do, right?
Fucking
deny.
Pennick, me and Pennick came from the same hometown. We had the same recruiter. We were from the same neighborhood. So this girl knew.
So you knew about her?
I knew.
You recruit her around the same time, or
no, because she went to a different school than I did. But we kind of we had the same mindset. We're from the Inland Empire, so there's a lot of gangs in the Inland Empire. So even if you're not in a gang, everyone knows snitches get stitches, or don't talk to the cops, or any, that's kind of embedded in us, when we were kids. Any authority at all, if they're pestering you for something, but they don't have proof ahead of time, don't fucking say anything.
Can I ask you? Are you a sovereign citizen?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I don't even know. It's
No, I'm not. No, that whole those guys are idiots. Just, dude, it'd be so much easier to get on with your fucking day, present your paperwork, and fucking drive. Actually, better just fucking register your goddamn vehicle in the first. I have a license to travel. No, now you're just talking semantics. That's not how the fucking law works. Maybe for the next podcast, I'll go into sovereign citizens. I'll do a remote one with you. But Pennick, because we were so. We were eating breakfast at the time, so we had all our MREs and we were eating breakfast and shit. And there's the duty van, and then Norcut's right here, Pennick's over there, and we see them talking to Pennick, and Pennick's like, no, and I'm like, that's a good girl. She learned right. Don't say shit, and if they don't have anything, if they had something, they'd present it, because that's how excited they are, right? And so then they went and talked to Norcut. And all it took, because he did not know this, all it took was, she's underage, right? Because she's 17.
Oh.
Right? Well, she was 17 and a half, but she's still, legally, she's under the age of 18. Therefore, she cannot consent to having sex. The moment she's you do realize she's a minor, right? You're 19, she's under the age of 18.
Boom.
You're already, you could be labeled a sex offender for this unless you work with us. Yep. He started bawling like a fucking hey dude, you got the dick. You know this is your fault, right? Oh my god. The look on her face, the moment he started breaking down crying, she's like, fuck. He spilled the beans.
She's like, I was fucking pussy.
So he spilled the beans not only on what they did during the FTX, he spilled the beans on everything they'd done since reception.
Why?
Because he thought that they already knew everything.
Oh, the classic trait, right?
Yeah. So, the last time I remember seeing Ashley Pennick, she was loading our bags into an LMTV during graduation.
Oh, she held over?
Yeah, she was a holdover because they were doing the paperwork to kick her out. So...
Sucks to suck, man.
Yeah.
Fucking holdovers, dude.
I'll upload a video next time about how I got one girl kicked out of the army because I broke her ribs in basic.
Oh yeah, you doing combatives?
I told you that story, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I told you. I'll tell it in the video. Because that was a total accident. But McGee,
she egged you on.
No, well, she didn't. No, it's It's a long story, but me and the girl are cool. She's the one that wanted to do combative, and she was half my size. I'm like, all right, fine.
She insisted.
She did. All right, sorry. Photo! Come on, dude. You've been sitting there quiet the whole time.
Dude, he's checked out. I don't even think he's here.
What? Can you guys repeat all that? I was in the bathroom.
You were taking a dump during the podcast?
What? Am I not allowed to do that?
You can do whatever you want, so long as you put it on mute, man. I ain't got to hear no dingleberries hitting the water.
They're not dingleberries if they're hitting the water. They're dingleberries if they stick to your ass.
What's wrong with you?
Alright, I don't want to be on this all night long. Last fucking thing I want to talk about. Have you seen Sony release their new Wi-Fi router? Oh, I'm sorry, the PS5.
What does it look like?
A Wi-Fi router.
Thing.
Is that a joke?
Have you seen what the PS5 looks like?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it does kind of look
weird.
like a Netgear or whatever, but...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's fine. It's a little...
I don't like either of them, to be honest with you.
Either of what?
So, the OG Xbox had character to it. It was a box with an X. Even the 360 had like some curvature and cool shit to it, right? Then the Xbox One, just a square. Okay. Now the Xbox Series X, it's a rectangle. I will say that at least PlayStation's doing something, because I don't like the look of the PS4. It's very basic looking.
Well, it's fine. It's fine.
PS4 is very basic looking.
Dude, I don't give a shit, dude.
It's an amazing console, but it's italicized version of the Xbox One. The PS4, or the PS5, I'm sorry, it is so alien. It is like bizarre looking. I like that they're doing something far different. That I do like. It's just I have to see it in person because it's got these little wingtips. It's just...
I really don't care about form factor. I really don't. The internals are all I really care about. Like, I don't really know why these people don't just... just put the bits and bobs.
Are we talking? Is this high res RGB that's going to be like embedded in the hardware?
Why do you need RGB?
Wow.
RGB makes it go faster, man.
Depends on what color it is, but yeah.
Yeah, wavelength of light, man. You know, the different color, the shorter the troughs to the bow or whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me of like this fucking in basic training, they were like, why do we use red lenses on our flashlights? He was like, one of our drill sergeants was like, so what light travels the fastest? And this dude was just like, blue light travels the fastest because blah, 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 blah. And he was like, and drill sergeant was like, because he raised his hand, right? And drill sergeant was like, I don't want you to ever answer another fucking question again.
Well, technically that wouldn't work because if you take a light whose source is a white light and you put it through a blue filter, it's still white. It's just projecting a shadow of the blue filter. It's still white light. If it was a blue LED, that the source of the light itself, that was the fucking photons being emitted, were blue themselves of that wavelength, of course, then it would travel faster.
Blue themselves.
From the visible light spectrum. But, I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter.
Did you hear that photo?
I thought that the reason why we did red
What?
is because in a like a darker environment, red and red-brown are harder to see at night than white.
Oh.
I thought that was the reason. Like,
No,
when you're up close, you can see red light, but when you're far away, it's harder to see it.
It's literally because it doesn't travel as far because the red, the red spectrum is a longer.
Oh, it doesn't travel as far. That makes sense.
Yeah,
like distance-wise, makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So,
off that tangent.
Console-wise, I just want to finish this off real quick. I haven't had a console in years. I haven't. I just PC Master Race.
You have a Switch.
My son has a Switch that I play because he got in trouble and I took it away from him. But yes, I play Switch. Huh?
Sucks to suck, man.
You bought a Switch for your 3-year-old son. Good job.
No, 10-year-old son.
What? That doesn't make any sense. How can you be 3 years old and 10 years old?
Because I have two.
What?
I have a 3-year-old in Vegas and a 10-year-old in Washington. The 10-year-old in Washington I'm going to pick up, and we're moving down to Las Vegas. I'm moving him from Washington to Las Vegas.
What made you want to live in Vegas, for one?
The fake wife, because when she got pregnant, thanks to my dumbass, not dumbass, I'm so glad I have my son, don't get me wrong, but yeah.
No, you can admit that it was a mistake and just be happy that you made it.
No. Anyway, look, it doesn't matter. So when she got pregnant with our youngest kid, she wanted to be closer to her mom. Her mom lives in Las Vegas, so that's
Threesome.
No.
What the fuck?
No. I don't even know where to. We're just gonna fly right past that.
Come on, it's mainstream now. Have you been to Pornhub?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know about... Anyway, so, any last minute tidbits to toss out there?
Yeah, I got one thing to say.
Hit me.
Well, a few days ago, my Manscaped order came in.
That's right. Yes.
Not sponsored, by the way. But
no, of course not.
I mean, you know, if you're vibing with the podcast, hit us up, guys. But I got the order.
That'd be cool.
I got the order in. My balls are super slick now. They're great. The thing is, so I got the ball deodorant, which is
What is... Wait. Is it like a rolling thing, or is it like a cream?
no. So it's a little jar.
This is like a spray bottle.
No, well, actually, there's a ball toner. That's a spray bottle. So, like, I guess you, like, put that in your pocket. You pull out the ball toner. You whip out your coin purse and you give it a couple of spritz. Air it out. You know, you're good to go. But the thing about the ball deodorant is, like, it's like a lotion. So, like, I was like, all right, you know, I shave my, you know, my whole region. My cock and balls and my fupa and all that.
Fupa.
Got that all shaved, nice and smooth. Shower, pop out, dry my balls off, put my ball deodorant on, and it's like a lotion. So I'm like, cool, but my balls are kind of slick. So I don't know. And like, this isn't even like a story, but it's just something that kind of pissed me off and it hurt a lot. But so I don't know. I go to bed. Wearing my Manscaped brand boxer shorts.
Ooh.
Oh, well, they hooked you up.
Yeah, well, I got the whatever package, but the total package.
Yeah, I was telling you the other day, like, I've tried Dollar Shave Club. I've tried Harry's. It's like you said, like, you pay that cheap price, you're gonna get the cheap product. You know, and they all amp themselves up to be this great thing. Have you ever heard of Movement watches?
Yeah.
So they're essentially like a private label Alibaba AliExpress.
Well, they buy a bunch of shit from China and
mass
resell it.
fucking buy it, but they customize it with their own labels on it, so they make it seem like it's this huge thing, and they sell it to people for a crazy markup.
Whoa! Watch what you say. Movement watches might want to sponsor your ass. So
I don't want them as a
keep
sponsor.
Keep it hush hush, bro.
No, I'm like MKBHD. If I
Oh,
were
man, you gotta
to
take
ever
everything you
get to
can
a
get.
point where I can get sponsors, I do
seriously.
not want to sponsor
in this
something.
economy.
I guess beggars can be choosers.
Yeah.
I'm 100% disabled by the VA. Not concerned with it. So,
Oh, you're not? Okay, good.
yeah,
Ooh,
not at all.
we're all worried about you.
On second thought, hey, Movement watches, those are awesome. Use code fucking Foibles ballsack for 10% off, and try yours today.
I don't know. Can you legally say that?
Yeah, you can say that. I don't know.
Oh.
But yeah, and it's not even really a story, more of like a... I don't know. This is my like
First-hand experience.
This is my unofficial product review of their ball deodorant. Is that be careful, it makes your balls really slick. I went to bed in the middle of the night. I went to scratch my balls, and well, my nutsack was really slippery, and I ended up with a handful of testicle, and it hurt pretty bad.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I clamped down right down on my right nut, and it woke me up. Didn't feel good.
Wait, when was this again? Last night or the
It was
other
literally,
night?
yeah, it was last night. It was.
Nice.
I'm actually kind of a little bit purple down there. But that's my review. Be careful with the ball deodorant, because it does make your balls really slippery. So just be careful when you're going down there for a scratch, because you might bust a nut, quite literally.
Glad to know that.
You're welcome. Mace is fucking off. He's checked out of the podcast. He doesn't.
No, I
give a
was
shit.
checking on my...
Yeah, whatever, man.
I was checking on my youngest. I looked at what time it was, and he usually goes down...
I'm in the room
time
with
is
you
it?
right now. I'm your youngest.
It's 11 out here. It's 10 o'clock out there, so... Yeah, it's so weird. It's you're an hour ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock where you're at, huh?
Wait, is it?
No, is it? No, it's
midnight.
midnight.
It's midnight.
So fucked.
Damn,
We
dude.
should probably get back on some Magic or something.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, sound like a plan? Alright.
Okay.
Hey, thank you guys for dropping by, as always. Questions, comments, concern, things you want us to talk about in the future, perhaps. Yeah, as always, I'm your so glorious, beloved Mace Valor. This has been my co-host for the evening. Names.
Oh, the pause was for me to respond.
Yeah.
I'm Foibles.
That's us.
You can
We did
you
the
can
thing.
catch me nowhere, because this is a guest appearance. I don't do anything else besides this.
I thought we were doing this like full time now.
Oh,
Hopefully.
I don't know.
What's your name?
If you ask me on again,
Just call me Josh, I guess.
Whatever happened to 1hrPhoto?
That doesn't matter.
Dude, you're like... Dude, 1hrPhoto. You were like on the top 100 list of Grand Theft Auto Vice City speed
No, it
runs.
wasn't.
top 50.
No, it wasn't.
50.
No,
Top
it was
50.
not anywhere close. It was just a fun thing.
Fuck yourself. You're top 50.
No, I didn't even get close to that, honestly.
I saw you on the leaderboards. I went there myself.
And his
Nope.
streams were fun.
They were
You're
fun.
wrong.
Him and who's the guy that... Fuck, well, I can't remember his name. The dude that would do the
I
San
don't stream
Andreas
anymore.
speed runs. He'd be
Oh, we
like
don't- we
6
don't-
fucking hours in the game
we
in
don't-
one
we don't.
stupid...
Are you talking about Reset?
Never mind.
Don't talk about that guy. No, he's banned.
Oh, he is?
Nah, I don't know.
Who is?
I don't
Which
know.
one?
Not Auntie.
The one dude that...
Yeah, that one. Well, I don't know anymore, actually.
Oh,
I haven't
never
been
mind.
keeping
He's
up
doing
with
Mario 64 runs now. I don't know what's like possessed this guy to do that, but
it. I don't know. They look like a pretty interesting run to me.
Well, hey, I'm just going to throw this out there. Y'all should subscribe to Doug and Tomato Anus. Those guys are great.
I got Tomato Anus is good. And subscribe to 1hrPhoto, even though he's not doing anything on
No.
his channel right now.
I don't stream.
Yeah, follow him on Twitch.
But if
1hrPhoto.
you do
No.
if you do subscribe to his channel, if you do follow him on Twitch, he probably will stream again. And
Probably not.
to your benefit, you'll probably enjoy it. He's pretty good at what he does.
Dude, we
when
need
he
to
decides
see
to do it.
a for real Grand Theft Auto 3 run. Not a fucking practice run where you quit fucking 30 minutes in. We need to see the full
I gotta
thing.
run the rest of it. It's a
Yes.
work in progress.
The
for, like,
last time
a
I
long
watched you
now.
for like 30 minutes one day, and you were streaming on YouTube. And I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I had it going on in the background. And then you're like, oh, fuck this. And you just turned it off. And I'm like, well, what the fuck, dude? Like,
I don't remember that.
Hey man, it's his God-given right to flush a run that ain't going good, man.
yeah, that's, well, no, but like, you just be done with it. Like, I've seen Vice City runs where I'll watch him for like 40 minutes, and then he'll reset, and then he'll go and
Well, look, dude, if you don't
complete
get
the game.
look, if you don't get the cop car, that's it. You're just not gonna like being your PB is just not an option.
The camera
It
is
depends
not
on
your
what
friend
setup
in
you're
that
going
game.
for,
can
but
say
yeah,
that
I
much.
guess.
They did not get the camera figured out. Like, even now, I think they haven't gotten the camera figured out.
The fuck are you talking about?
Grand Theft Auto. The camera is not...
Which one?
The OG ones on the PlayStation. 3, 4... No, wait. 3, Vice City, and fucking San Andreas. The camera sucks in those. The camera also sucked in 4. It's better in 5, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's just my opinion. The camera sucked in the PS2 generation. They never got a lock on it.
Well, that was an opinion, folks.
Not that I know anything, because I don't fucking run that game. I don't run any game.
But 1hrPhoto does. Check him out on his channel at 1hrPhoto. And on Twitch.
Yeah, but I don't.
I did speedrun one game, though.
Good talk.
Super Mario Brothers. And my time was 18 minutes.
That's not even good.
That's
pretty good.
Fucking no.
That's not even good.
That's like this world
Don't
record's
lie to
like
him.
what,
Photo.
4
It's
minutes
not even
and
good.
40 something seconds. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, that's like 4 times the world record.
Yeah, because I wasn't doing any of that. I wasn't doing any. I was taking my fucking time, dude. I was dodging Hammer
Why
Brothers.
even call it a speed run?
Because
sounds
that's
like you were sleeping through that shit.
Because that's the fastest that I completed that game.
Oh, so it's like not even like you weren't even trying for it. It's just like the fastest that you happened to complete it.
On that note, I've been your oh so glorious blood and mace Fowler. You guys have a good one.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Dude, you're gonna be like that, bro.
And I'm sharing them with you. I only have 7. I got a 7-pack. I got a 7-pack, dude. Come on, bro. I'll get the next one. I'll get the next one. Bro, come on, bro. I'll get the next one.
Bro, I can't roll under that.
Yeah, you can. I dare you to.
Bro, not this.
Do it.
I take it.
No, I already dared you first.
I'll make you into the criminal.
Good job. That was your
Fine.
favorite thing. It was your favorite thing, and you
Fine.
destroyed it.
Fine. Don't ever say that again, Chris.
Sorry.